welcome to our EmpowerU Healthy Bones class. I'm Terry, leading the class today, and I have Pam with me, who will be showing some of the seated versions of the exercises. We're excited to have you here, and we're going to get started. So we're going to be starting with our warm-up, everyone. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, take a nice deep breath in, inhale to float the arms up, and then exhale to lower them down. Let's do that 2 more times through. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower, and then one last one. Inhale to lift, and then exhale to lower. And then we're going to start a nice easy march, letting those arms pump by our side. You can lift the knees as high as you would like towards your chest, but I want you to sit nice and tall. Good. Let's move a little quicker. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and heels forward. Right and left. A little push and extend. Tap the heel. We're going for 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Now we're going to extend it to a kick. We're going to kick it forward and down, alternating legs. Little kick and kick. Good. Pressing toward the ceiling on the kick. Sitting nice and tall. We have 8, 6, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap the right toe out, same side, out and in. Little side, together, side, and together. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch to the left leg. It goes out and in, out and in. Little tap. We have 4 more right here. 4, and I'm swinging my arms in the opposite direction of my leg. Last one. Now both feet together as a jumping jack. Out and in. We're taking 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, one last one. Speed bag with the arms. A little circle. And then reverse. Reverse again for 4, 3, 2, and switch. 4, 3, march left and right. Left and right. We're going to go through these movements one more time for 4, 3, heels forward, left and right, a little press, push, still sitting nice and tall. 4 more. 4, 3, change to the kick forward. Kick. Reach up. Good. 4 more. 4, 3, left toe to the side. Out and in, out and in. 2 more. Last one. Switch to the right leg. Tapping side and in, side and in. 2 more. Side and in. Jumping jack the feet, they go out and then together. 1 more. Speed bag the arms for 4, 3, 2, and reverse. 4, 3, 2, and break. Good. Deep breath in. Exhale to lower. Okay, now we're going into those postural exercises. So we're going to start with the letter W, sitting nice and tall. Inhale to float the arms up toward the ceiling. Exhale, draw the elbows down and back, gently squeezing your shoulder blades together. Inhale to lift. Exhale down. Good. Again, inhale, arms float up. Exhale, draw those elbows down and back. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale, draw down and back. Inhale up. And then exhale down. 1 last one. And it's just a gentle squeeze as you draw those elbows down and back through those shoulder blades, coming back through center and down. Now we're going to the letter A. So we inhale, hands come about shoulder height. Exhale, sweep them down and back. Lift your heart toward the ceiling. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, down and back. Gentle squeeze of those shoulder blades together. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, down and back. And then 1 last one. Exhale, down and back. Good. Now I'm going to come back up to shoulder height, palms face in toward one another, thumbs are leading toward the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale, open out like a letter T. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale to reach out. And again, you're just gently squeezing those shoulder blades together. Inhale back to center. Exhale to open. And then one last one. Opening out nice and wide. Good. And then arms come down. We're going to finish with our letter C. So fingertips behind the ears. So you're sitting nice and tall, elbows are out to the side. What you're going to try to do is arch the back, your ribs come forward, okay? And you're going to lift the chin just a little bit. So I'm looking to where the wall and the ceiling meet. I'm not dropping my head back. And then I'm going to bring my rib cage back in. So we inhale. Little arching of that low back like you're doing a back bend. Bring the chin back down. Good. Lifting the heart. Try to bring those ribs forward. A little lift of the chin. And back down 2 more times. Trying to open up through the vertebrae, giving those discs a chance to breathe and create movement through your lower back, through that lumbar spine. 1 more time. Lifting. Yep. And then coming back to center and arms come down. Good. A little shoulder roll. Right shoulder forward, up, back, and down. Now you can make this movement bigger by lifting the elbow, okay? Or you could extend the arm nice and long. Whatever feels best for your shoulder. And then reverse the direction. Go back, up, and forward. And again, I could keep my arm down by my side, lift and lead with the elbow, or take that big motion here and straighten that arm out. Let's go for 1 more with that right arm. Good. Let's try the left. Forward, up, back, and down. A little roll here through the shoulder. Yep. Option is the elbow or that nice straight arm. One last one here, and let's reverse the direction. We go back, up, forward, and down. Yep. Couple more on that left arm. And break. Okay, roll through the wrists because we are going to be holding weights, so we want to just wake up those wrists. Reverse the direction, circle the wrist the opposite way. Yep. Little open of those fingers and then scrunch those hands up. Open and scrunch. 1 more time. Open and scrunch. Good. We're going to lean back. I'm going to hug my right knee toward my chest and then circle through the ankle. We've got some leg work coming up, so get the ankles ready to go. Reverse the direction, circle the opposite way. Good. Slow that movement down. Now moving the whole leg as one unit just to wake up the hip a little bit. So a larger circular motion here with the whole leg. Yep. And then reverse. Let's go the opposite way on those circles. Little internal and external rotation through those hips. Coming back to center, let's lower that right leg. Let's do that on the left. So I hug my left knee toward my chest, starting with those ankle circles. And reverse, go the opposite way. Nice. Slowing that movement down, moving from that hip. Big circle with that leg. And reverse, let's go the opposite way. And then coming back to center and lowering down. Okay, so now we're going to get into the lower body. So we typically start with our sit to stands. In this class, we do 12 of everything, or try to do 12 of everything. So you can do all 12. You could do every other. You could take a break if you need to. And if you don't want to stand, which is what I'm going to do, you'll follow Pam, and she's going to be doing a straight leg lift, and she will switch legs halfway through. All right? You can use support, okay? So you could use your hands on your chair or your legs. If you have a walker, you can put it in front of you and lock it to help you to hold on to something. And if you want to go without any support and you feel like you're ready for that, you can crisscross your hands across the chest. Here we go, sitting nice and tall. We go on 4. It's probably easier to sit toward the front end of your chair if you're standing, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming all the way up, stack the shoulder over the hip, and then we try to sit with control. All right, good. 2, 2, 3, 4. That's okay. I thought I thought that was a choice. I was like, all right, Ann, she's staying up. Yeah. Good. 3, 2, 3, 4. Good. Just coming all the way up. That looks great. Shoulders over the hips. Try not to plop. Right? We're trying to avoid the plop. 4, 2, 3, 4. Good. And then once you're up, slowly sit back down. 5, 2, 3, 4. And some things to think about is your knee alignment, right? We're trying to track those knees forward as we sit and stand. 6, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now, if you're doing the straight leg lift with Pam, you're going to switch legs because we've got the second half coming up. 7, 2, 3, 4. Nice. 8, 2, 3, 4. I think sitting down is the hardest part. 9, 2, 3, 4. Gracefully, that is. I like to plop. I'm a plopper, so I take some time here. Ah! Good. 10, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And down. Couple more. 11, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Good. Great job, everybody. Now, this is our last one. I'm going to stay standing, but if you would like to do some seated exercises, you can come back to the chair. 12, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay. So if you're going to stay standing with me, I'm going to have you come behind the chair. And the chair is here for support, okay? So you can hold on with a firm grip, a light grip, one finger, no hands, whatever you're most comfortable with, all right? Safety is important, so use the chair if you need it. We're starting with our calf raises. So we're going to lift our heels up off the floor and then slowly bring them back down. Your feet should be about hips distance width apart, all right? So that bony landmark in front of your pelvis, that's your hips, and that's what your hip distance is. So here we go. We go up for 2 and down, nice and slow. Exhale to lift for 2 and down. That's 2. Again, lift, 2 and down. 3, lift, 2 and down. Good. 4, and that looks great. Everybody's toes are forward. Lift and down. 5, 2 and down. That's 6, up, 2 and down. 7 and down. That's 8, up for 2 and down. 9 and down. That's 10. 2 more. Up for 2 and down. Last one. Up, 2 and down for 2 and break. Feet come side by side. All right, first balance challenge. So I'm trying to connect my feet. They're touching. Standing nice and tall once you see that your feet are in position. All right, we're here for 10 seconds and your clock is on. So utilizing the least amount of support that you can with this narrow balance position in 3, 2, and time. Good, let's separate those feet apart. All right, we're going to be going to the right. We're going into a side lunge. So I'm just going to step off to the side for a moment. You're going to step to the right, bend your right knee, keep your left leg straight, all 10 toes forward, and then bring those feet together. All right? So we're going to do all 12 to the right. You can use the chair if you would like to hold on. Here we go, stepping to the right. 1 and in. Great. 2. And you'll notice that my butt goes back, my chest comes forward. 3. So I'm hinging from the waist. And 4. 5. Exhale to bring those feet together. 6. 7. Good. All 10 toes are forward. Don't turn your foot out. 8. That's it. 9, 10, 2 to go, 11, and then one last one, 12. Great. Now, half tandem. Start with your feet side by side. Now slide your right big toe slightly forward of your left big toe. Okay? So just in case, so if you can't see, my right big toe is slightly forward of my left. Yep. And then from here, standing nice and tall, first 10 seconds, just utilizing the least amount of support you can safely. We're working on balance. Good. Excellent. So from here, if you are comfortable with not holding on, then you will extend both arms out in front of you. Okay, if you need a little support, you will put your left hand on the chair. So from here, all I want you to do is take your right arm out to the side. You're looking straight ahead to start. Come back to center with the arm. And then we're going to take that right arm and we're going to reach it up toward the ceiling and then back down in front of our shoulder. Okay, try that one more time. Side. Yep. And then back to center, and then one more time that hand goes up and then comes back down. Now the last thing we're going to do it one more time to make it a little bit more challenging. You're going to stare at the end of your middle finger, and your head is going to turn and follow your hand as it goes to the side, and then slowly bring it back to center, trying to still look at the end of that middle finger. Pause for a moment, and then you're going to try to look up toward the ceiling as the hand goes up, and then follow that finger as it comes back down. And then you can uncross those feet. Let's go to the left on side lunge. So now you're going to be stepping to the left. You're going to bend your left leg, keep your right leg straight. All 10 toes stay forward. Here we go. 1, and in. Yep. 2. Good. You're going to push off that left foot to get your feet together. 3. And 4. 5. 6. Nice job, everyone. 7. 8. 9. 10. 2 more. And then one last one, and break. Okay, let's do half tandem this time. So start with your feet side by side, and then slide your left toe. And again, I'll just come to the side so my folks on the camera can see. My left toe is slightly forward of my right big toe. All right. First 10 seconds, and those are starting right now, you are trying to just balance in that half tandem. Yes, I see that. Thank you. Perfect for the camera, right? I know. In 3, 2, and time. So if you're comfortable with not holding on to the chair, you can extend both arms straight out in front of you. If you want a little support, okay, you can hover that right hand on the chair or just above it. So still looking straight ahead, your left arm goes out to the side, and then it comes back to center, and then we lift it up, and then back down. Good. Again, you're looking straight ahead. The arm goes side and center, and then up and down. Now, if you want to try this, and you may need a little extra support for it, stare at the end of your middle finger, okay, as your hand goes out to the side. And then we slowly come back to center. And I say slowly so you don't get, dizzy. And then from here, the hand goes up as I follow with my eyes and my head, comes back down, and then I take a little break. Great. Uncross from that half tandem. I'm going to ask you to take a step to the right side of your chair. Okay. We're going to start with our left leg. That's the leg closest to the chair. We're going to do 2 movements, okay? The first one is a forward lunge. The second one is a knee lift. So my left foot is going to step forward. I'm rocking forward. My back heel may or may not come off the floor. I'm going to push off that foot to bring the feet together, lift my left knee toward my chest, and then bring it back down. Okay? Left leg only. Grab the chair at any point. All right? I'm a little bit behind it, so when I step forward in the lunge, I can easily grab the chair. Here we go. Left leg forward. So I go forward, back, knee lift, up, and down. Forward again. Forward, and back, left knee up. That's 2. Forward and back, left knee up and down. 3. We go forward, back, lift and lower. 4. Forward and back, lift and lower. 5. Forward and back, lift, lower. 6. Halfway. Forward and back, lift and lower. 7. Good. Forward, back, knee up. That's 8. Forward and back, knee up. 9. Forward, back, knee lift. 10. 2 more. Forward, back, lift. Last one. Forward, back, lift and lower. 12. Now I'm going to step forward a little bit toward my chair. That way, because I'm going to lean toward it, we're doing a side leg lift. So Pam's got a great version off the side of the chair, which is harder. So I'm glad I'm standing. But I'm going to lean. We're going to straight leg lift out to the side and then down. Okay? And again, I can firmly hold, lightly hold, or maybe I'm not holding on at all. 12 times with that right leg. We go side and down. Good. 2. My toes are facing forward as best I can. 3. And down.
It's awfully warm in here.
4. It is warm in here. 5. It's because you're working so hard over there. 6. And down. 7. And down. 8. 9. Yep. 10. 11. One more. And 12. Great. Now, I'm going to take my right foot and put it directly in front of my left. So I am in a tandem stance. Yep. So I want you to center your body weight between both feet. I have a tendency, I know I say this all the time, to lean backward, so I want to straighten it out here. Shoulders over the hips. We're here for 10 seconds with what we can do with the least amount of support, but safely in that tandem. This is a pretty challenging stance. In 3, 2, and time. Uncross those feet. Great. Let's transition over to the left side of our chair. I'm slightly back behind the chair so that it's in front of me a little bit, arm's distance width away. So we're going to go with the right leg. So my right leg, and I'll just show you again, we're going to go forward and back. Then the right knee lifts toward the chest and lowers. Now you may not need the chair on the forward and back, but don't, make sure you're close enough that when you lift the knee, you can grab the chair if needed. Here we go, right leg. Rock forward and back. Stand tall, knee lift and lower. Rock forward and back, knee up and down. 2. Forward, back, knee up and down. 3. Forward and back, lift and down. 4. Great, lift the knee up and down. 5. And back, up. That's 6. Halfway. Forward and back, knee up. 7. Forward, back, lift and lower. 8. And back. 9. That's 10. 2 more. Forward and back. Stand tall. Last one. Forward and back. Knee up and down. 12. Good. Now I am going to step right next to my chair. I'm going to lean to the chair a little bit. This time my left leg is going to go straight out to the side. My toes are trying to face forward. Not this. I'm not rotating toward the ceiling. As best I can, toes are forward and down. Think about that lengthening of the leg. Doesn't really matter how high you lift. Ready? Here we go. So we go up and down. 1 and down. Good. Exhale as the leg comes up. 2. I'm staying in that little leaning position toward the chair. 3 and 4. Great. Trying to work to the side of that hip. 5 and down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, final 2, 11, one last one, 12, and break. Woo! Okay, that right leg is feeling it because I'm supporting. Do you feel that too, how that supporting leg feels like it does more work? Okay, tandem. I'm going to take my left heel and bring it directly in front of my right big toe. All right, trying to even out my body weight between both feet, standing nice and tall. I've got my right hand on the chair. We're here for 10 seconds. Your clock is on, and we're just trying to balance. Yep. Nice, 5 seconds. And time. And then uncross those feet. Good, shake it out. Okay, last thing we're going to do, we're going to be going into behind the chair into our squats. All right, so if we are seated, we're actually going to do our little glute squeezes. So my folks that are standing, we're going to pretend the chair is behind us. We're going to bend our knees. We're going to squat down and then come back up, okay? If you are seated, while we're doing the squat down and up, you're going to try to squeeze your glutes as best you can, and then you let them go. You might notice that you kind of rise up in the chair a little bit. All right, great exercise for your tush. You ready? Here we go. So we go down, and up, or squeeze and release, right? Inhale and exhale. 4. Good. And my folks that are standing, make sure your knees don't go past your toes. Send your butt back. 6. And it doesn't have to be a deep squat. Mini squat. 7. You still need to send your butt back and hinge forward. 8. Good. A nice squeeze for those of you seated. 9. And 10. 2 more. 11. Finishing one last one here. And 12. Great. Okay. I do want to do our heel drops, and then we'll sit down and do arms, okay? So my feet are still hips distance width apart. On the heel drop, when we come up, I'm going to say drop. You're going to try to let those heels come down quickly, all right? But you have to soften the knees. You don't want to drop with your legs straight. Little tiny softening of the knees. Ready? Here we go. So we lift and drop. 2, drop. 3, drop. 4, drop. 5, drop. 6, drop. 7, drop. 8, drop. 9, drop. 10, drop. 11, drop. And 12. I had to. And drop. Okay, great. We're going to get our weights and have a seat. So some of you have them kind of locked in your chairs. Some of you have them on the back wall. So we're going to grab our weights and do our upper body exercises. All right. Give everybody a chance to sit down. All righty. So we're going to be starting with our bicep curls. So we're going to be sitting up nice and tall. I like to sit toward the front of the chair just because then I don't know, I feel like it clears the legs a little bit easier. Turn your palms to face the front of the room. We're going to be lifting the weights toward the front of our shoulder and then lowering it back down. 2 counts up, 2 counts to lower. So I'm coming up for 2 and down, nice and slow. 1. Exhale, up, 2, and down. That's 2. Up for 2 and down. 3, lifting up, good, sitting tall and down. 4, 2 more like that, up for 2 and down. That's 5, up for 2 and down. 6. Now up on 1, down on 3. Ready? So we go up, 3, 2, that's 1. Lift, 3, 2, 2. Exhale, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2. That's 4. 2 more. Lift with power, lower slowly. 2, that's 5. 1 more. Lift, 3, 2, 6. Good. So now I'm going to lean forward just a little bit. My back is straight, and I'm going to extend my arms forward so they're to the outside of my knees. We're going to exhale, pull the weights up toward the front of our hips, and then extend the arms back forward. Squeeze gently through the middle of your back. Here we go. 1 and down. This is called a low row. 2. That's good. Everybody's shoulders are relaxed out of the ears. 3 and down. 4. Slow it to lower it. 5. Take your time to bring the arms forward. 6. 7. Nicely done. 8. Try not to rock your torso. Just move the arms. 9. 10. 2 more. 11. One last one. 12. And take a little break. What I mean by rocking the torso, this is rocking. Okay? When I'm doing this exercise, I just want my arms to do the moving. I don't want to move from my waist, okay? The next one we're going to be doing is our external rotation for our shoulders. So my hands are in front of my body. My weights are touching. My elbows are going to stay pretty close to my body, okay? I don't want to wing them too far out. But we're going to open them out to the side. Now I want you to squeeze through the upper back and backs of your shoulders and come back in. Here we go. 1 and in. Exhale. 2. That looks good. 3. That nice posture. 4. Sitting up nice and tall. Exhale. 5 and in. 6. 7 and 8. 9, 10, final 2, 11, and then one last one, 12. Okay, now I'm going to keep my elbows by my body. I'm going to lean forward a little bit. My back is straight. Now we're going into tricep kickbacks, where I extend my weights toward the back wall, and then I bend my elbows to come in. What we don't want to do is this. Watch my shoulders. I don't want to swing from my shoulders, okay? I'm trying to keep as little movement from my shoulders as possible and just move from my elbow joint. All right, you ready? Here we go. 1 and in. Exhale as your hands go back. 2. That's it. Great. 3 and 4. 5 and in. 6. Almost there. 7, 8, 9, 10, final 2, last 1, 12. Good, and break. Now we're going to finish with our shoulders. So I'm going to start with a front raise, then we're going to do a lateral raise and an overhead press. So if something doesn't work for you, so for example, on the overhead press, if you know that this doesn't feel good to your shoulders, but the first thing we did, which is this, which is what you're about to do, then you go back to that, okay? Don't do what doesn't feel right. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. There may be something going on and it's just not the appropriate exercise for that muscle group, okay? So sitting nice and tall, arms go straight out in front of you. Here we go, exhale to lift. 1 and down. Again. 2. We have 2 more just like that. 3. Last one. 4. Now the next 4, we're going to take it out to the side. So I'm going to come here. Okay? I'm not way back here though. I'm slightly angled forward and then down. Again, if that doesn't feel good to your shoulders, stay with your arms in front of you. You ready? Here we go. 1 and down. Exhale to lift. Looks good. Your wrist does not need to go higher than your shoulder. 3, and then 1 more. 4. The last one is that overhead press toward the ceiling. Don't like that one? Shoulders don't like it? Do one of the 2 that we just did. So I'm going to bring my weights toward my shoulders, like I'm putting something on a shelf. Here we go. Push it up. 1 and down. Exhale. 2, slow it to lower it, 3, and then 1 more, 4, and break. Great. We're going to set those weights back into our spots in the back of our chairs, or you could put them on the floor, and then we'll finish with some stretching. Excellent. All right, so sitting nice and tall, take a big deep breath in, inhale, exhale to lower the arms down. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale up, interlace your hands over your head. Now you're going to exhale, you're going to bring those arms forward, rounding through the upper back, tuck your chin toward your chest, and hold here and breathe. And this is a great way to stretch all those muscles in your upper back. Now we're going to inhale the arms up again. Exhale, turn your hands to either side of the room, slowly bring them down. Now option 1, if I've got a little bit, of tightness in my shoulders, you're going to try to grab the sides of the chair, all right, and then lean forward. If you have a little bit more range of motion and it's comfortable, interlace your hands behind your back. Whether I'm holding the chair or my hands are interlaced, extend your arms by drawing your shoulders back, lifting your heart toward the ceiling. Okay, so if I'm holding the chair, same thing, shoulders back, heart lifts toward the ceiling. Your heart, not your head. So I'm not looking up because that compresses my cervical spine. So you're actually looking maybe toward the floor a few feet in front of you. And breathe. In through your nose. Try to exhale out through the mouth. Yep. And then we're going to let those arms relax. Good. Sitting toward the front end of your chair is probably going to be the most comfortable position for this next stretch. So I'm going to extend my right leg out. Toes are flexed toward the ceiling. My hands are on my left leg. Sit nice and tall. Start to lean forward till you feel that nice stretch behind your right leg where your hamstrings and your calves are. If you would like, you can extend your right arm forward toward the front of the room, or you can keep your hands on your legs. Again, I'm looking toward the floor so my neck is relaxed. Trying to breathe in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Slowly coming back up to seated. Take your time. We'll walk that right leg in. Let's stick that left leg out. Again, toes on the left foot are flexed toward the ceiling, sitting nice and tall. Hands are on the right leg. And then I start to lean forward. Just till I feel that mild tension behind that left leg. Holding there. If you would like, extend your left arm forward. That might give you a deeper stretch. Neck is relaxed. We're looking toward the floor. And again, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then we slowly come back up to seated and we walk that left leg in. I'm going to sit back just a little bit, grab hold of the side of my chair with my right hand. My left arm is going to come up and over. I'm doing a little side stretch. Just holding here. You want to think about breathing into the side of your rib cage. Nice big breath and then exhale. We're going to float the left arm down, grab the side of the chair for some support. Take that right arm up and over and hold here. Good. Try to keep your shoulders forward. So this is me rounding forward rather than having my shoulders to the front of the room. Nice big deep breath in. And then as we exhale, we lower that right arm down. Okay, we're going to be finishing with our quads. That's the front of your legs. So I'm going to shift a little bit toward the right side of my chair, and I'm sitting halfway between the front and back of the seat. So I have somewhere to lean back. Okay, I don't want to be sitting all the way back where I have nowhere to go. So I'm going to take my right leg, and I'm going to bring it off the side of the chair and back behind me. All right, where your knee lines up with your hip, or if it's in front of your hip, is where your leg goes. But I want you to start shoulders over the hips. Sit tall, and then keeping that back straight, lean toward the back of the chair. If you're close enough to rest on it, you can, but you want to go to the point where you feel that stretch right in the front of your leg. That feels pretty good. We really should have just done this for 45 minutes. One more nice deep breath in. I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to guide that right leg up, and then I'm going to shift over to the left side of the chair. Okay, sitting nice and tall to start. Now we're going to take your left leg off the side of the chair and back behind you. And again, you know, where your hip and knee alignment is, it will vary for each of us. But start with those shoulders over your hips. Keep the back straight, leaning backward just till you feel that nice stretch right here. Remember, stretches shouldn't be painful, maybe mild tension, but if you're feeling pain, you want to back out of the stretch a little bit. And breathe. One more nice deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to lean forward, guide that left leg up, sit comfortably toward the center of our chair. Big deep breath in. Exhale to lower. And then one more time, nice big deep breath in. And then exhale to lower. I thank you so much for coming to Healthy Bones. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And if you need help with your equipment, just leave it there and we will take care of it.